Hi, my name is Sarah Avery, and I am the Executive Director of Quanta Change. So, has anyone ever asked you why you're choosing to be miserable in some way? Maybe you have a tendency to see crises pop up in your life, or maybe you have a pattern of being in dysfunctional or even abusive relationships, or maybe people accuse you of just being negative all the time. Well, if that's your experience, I know you already know what I'm going to say next, but I'm going to say it for everybody else. No one chooses to be miserable, ever. No one. But maybe there are some negative patterns that you're frustrated with and you've been trying to change, maybe through therapy or self help, and yet you're just not really seeing them change. Well, if so, that's not your fault. It's because the root of negative patterns is something called learned distress, and it's stored in your brain in a way that most methods just can't get at. So, learned distress is the quanta change term for the feeling that you absorbed very early in life that there's something wrong with you being just the way that you are. And learned distress becomes the automatic generating force behind all of our situations in life, our negative situations, and really how we operate and survive in the world. And for some people, part of that is continually having something go wrong. So that's automatically without you doing anything at all to cause it. That really is how it works. So here's the problem. Learned distress is stored in your brain at this very deep feeling level that makes it inaccessible to your rational thinking brain. So that's to say that just understanding the problem or thinking differently or doing things differently just doesn't change that deep feeling that there's something wrong with you that's been generating all these negative patterns and how you experience life. In other words, you just cannot think or act your way out of your learned distress. But there's great news because Quanta Change, the work that I've been doing for the last 22 years, was actually developed to get to that deep feeling level in you and peel off layers of learned distress permanently. When you do, your core well-being expands to take the place that learned distress was sitting. And well-being is the feeling at your core that you are just great being yourself and that things can really work well and easily for you. And the more space that great feeling takes up inside of you, that's more and more the way that things just work in your life easily and well. Really, that is actually how it works. And I have been seeing this in myself and my clients for more than 2 decades. So let me give you an example of this. So I had a client who said he woke up every day with that critical voice just yelling at him, beating him up, saying, what's going to go wrong today? You better get on top of it. Something's going to be a disaster. And he just couldn't find his way out of that. He was accused frequently of being negative all the time. And so he had unlearned a good bit of this learned distress. And I'll never forget him calling me for one session and sounding really puzzled. He said, Sarah, I'm waking up happy. I'm looking forward to the day ahead and like the week ahead. And I don't quite understand what happened because this is never how I've felt a single day in my life. He even called his wife out on some negative outlook she had on something that was coming up and said, no, I think that's going to go really well for us. And then he listened to himself and thought, who just said that? That's not ever how I've felt or seen the world. And things were starting to work really well for him in a way that he'd never experienced before. So he was shocked, but I was not, because this is just how quanta change looks. This is what I hear from clients every day. So if this kind of change sounds intriguing to you, the first thing to do to explore it is to get your free personalized report that shows which one of the 6 patterns of learned distress you have. They are called the idealist, the perfectionist, the optimist, the caregiver, the defeatist, and the dictator. So to do that, you're going to go to my website and take an in-depth, scientifically validated personality test that measures your learned distress. And I'll send you your report that shows you your pattern and the kinds of positive change that people typically see from Quanta Change who have your pattern. So I hope that you'll do that today, and I'll look forward to hearing from you. And I'll be back again soon with another way in which Quanta Change really can help you feel good being you. Thanks so much.